Welcome to the CTO check-in. It's day 3 of the Urban Film Festival, and I'm here with
Selena.
okay, Selena. Selena, like the singer as we talked about earlier. I love her, so shout out to that. Do you spell it the same way?
Huh?
You spell it the same way?
Yeah, Selena.
Okay, so Selena, tell us about your film. Not too much, just a little synopsis.
Well, Remember China Color is a documentary based on China Color's life. She's from Jacksonville, Florida, and unfortunately, she lost her life due to domestic violence by way of gun violence. And her mother just reached out to me to put the story together. I wasn't quite sure if I was able to do it, but it got done, and this is something that we're proud of.
Oh, so it's based on a real story and it's scripted?
It's not scripted, but it's based on a real story.
Oh, so it's more of like a documentary style?
It is a documentary, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you know this person or was this something you just learned when the person reached out to you?
Yeah, I didn't know her, but I learned more about it once her mother reached out to me, and that gave me an opportunity to learn more, and also, um, it kind of felt like I knew her, just learning more about her and going through this film, listening to the phone calls. It's a lot, yeah. So I went through something, putting this film together, but it was all worth it.
Yeah, that's a tough subject to talk about because once you bring that up, people kind of freeze, and then you might have those that's brave enough to speak on their story or just brave enough to stand up for somebody else. So I definitely commend you on that. Was that a hard topic for you to digest once you got into like all the reality from the phone calls and any other information?
Yeah, absolutely. I cried a number of times, and like I said, it was all worth it. But you got to have some tough skin for this. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, anybody with a heart, they're gonna feel this.
Okay, so let's get into the past because somebody reached out to you. So that means you doing the thing. So what other films that you did in the past that made them want you to produce this film?
Um, I did a interview for her cousin, Mob Squad Narb, and he's with Cinematic Music Group. So she saw that and she asked him, hey, can I have her information, whatever. She reached out to me, and a lot of people they reach out and they want to do something, but they don't necessarily move forward every time. But she was serious, so I took it serious. And I've done many interviews in the past, so I'm like, okay, well, if I did that, I think I can do this documentary. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I did for her cousin.
So when you did these interviews, was it more like you were the talent asking the questions or were you like producing the interview?
Both, both. I produced the interviews. Set them up and set the camera up and ask the questions. Yep.
So was this your first documentary style? Well, not really documentary style, but first film?
Wasn't my first film. I made like some short films like in school because I went to film school and stuff like that. But this is my first like big one that I can say, okay, yeah, I can share this with people. I want people to see this. So I guess so.
Okay. So do you see yourself in the future making more and do you want to do anything scripted?
I definitely see myself making more documentaries. Do I want to do anything scripted? Maybe. But right now, like real topics, real things is my thing. Not to say that the movies aren't real or based on true stories, but my thing is to share stories that actually happen.
Okay, so shout out to that. Looking to see more films. If you need a host at the red carpet or a preview, let me know.
What's your name? What's your podcast name?
Oh, she want me to plug it in, plug it in. It's Chai Talk, but this right here is my man on the street. It's called the CTO check-in. And before we end, I would like to ask you a question. What advice would you give to anybody that wants to be in the industry, whether they want to be an actor, filmmaker, host? Words of encouragement.
Words of encouragement, I would say, definitely be yourself, but you gotta keep in mind you have to respect yourself and others. Humble yourself, and always be teachable. Always, and that. I would say that's the main thing. Always be teachable.
Thank you so much for interviewing with us.
Thank you.